Okay, so you're gonna hop on the sand as wolf just by doing B hops. Space them out like I do, so you don't do this. Just wait like 1 second between each hop. And try to hop pretty close to this right here, or else you will land in the void there. Like that. And then don't move too much forward here, because this guy will not hit you during the cutscene that plays when you drag that chain. Don't go any further than about this, because if you go further forward here you will spawn more Stalkins and they will hit you rapidly. So stand around this spot, just don't stand over here, and then you claw shot this, and then you drag it towards you. And then you pull out your sword. And then you make sure you roll right before you hit the sand, so you can do this without slow walking in the sand like this. And do a running slash here. Roll, roll, slash, open. Now you can do a target roll after the small key. And then roll right at the edge, so you roll over the sand. 4 rolls, light. 2 rolls, light. And then turn wolf. If you start to drown in the sand and you realize that you will not make it to to safety within time, or in time, then turn wolf as soon as possible. As soon as you realize the distance is too large as human, and then as soon as you turn wolf, press B so you hop on the sand. Because Wolf Link is shorter than Human Link, you will drown a lot quicker. So turn wolf early if you realize that you can't cross a sand gap. Now here simply press X and target. And then hold target and do a B hop towards the pole. So target up and B. And stand still and charge. Let go. You need to get this scent in order to progress through the dungeon. If you don't get the scent, then you can't dig at the dig spot in a few seconds. The game just won't let you dig. Right here. Now drag this chain and skip a cutscene. Now when pushing this thing, try to be on the very edge like this. And then you can just hold slightly upright to go past it. And then you can turn human before you open the chest if you so wish. Equip the ball and chain over the lantern. And then just hold the ball and chain like this to kill the Redead. Get the small key. I don't really need this rupee because I already have a lot of rupees. But there is 20 out of 80 rupees that you will get in here. So you claw shot the target and then you jump across that gap, stay human, draw your sword, roll, and kill these 2 bubbles to make it a lot easier for you to deal with this Poe. Jump attack the Poe like I just did. And apply the same tactic. You B-hop and then you midnight charge, or you midnight charge and then you B-hop. So you do 2 attacks, one being a B-hop and the other one being a midnight charge. The order doesn't matter. So I jump attack the Poe there to skip its screaming phase, because when you first approach a Poe it will scream at you, but if you jump attack it you will cancel that and it will turn purple quicker. Now here I will dash towards the hole that I came from, and then I will press A to drop down, spin the control stick while I'm falling, and then press B so I do a quick spin when I land, like this. Nice. And kill that rat. Now hold left here, because you will get a weird, like your camera angle will not be behind you. So you hold left and then gradually up left. And then again you're gonna B-hop over the sand here. And then you pull this once and equip the boomerang over the ball and chain. And then I usually just do this on this guy because that will stun him for a while. Look at where I'm standing. If you stand about right here on this step, climb up, see up, boomerang, and aim for this spot that I'm aiming for right now, here, then the LJ will always work. This LJ is a bit weird, but if you just do exactly like this, then it will work. It's right before you get this weird camera like that. So just do a few targets and be patient. Wait for the boomerang to be all the way over there before you jump. And then draw your sword and do running slash on this. Here's another redead you can kill. Now there is an advanced strategy for this room. I can link it in the description, but I did not recommend doing it like starting out, because it's easy to die and it doesn't save too much time. So just quick spin some of these and then throw the ball and chain. And try to get as many as possible. And this is where you get a lot of green rupees. So 2 ball and chain throws will kill the redead. Then you turn wolf. I already have 3 rupees now. There's a heart in this skull. If you're low on hearts here, which new players usually are, because this room, you can lose a lot of health in this room. Target and jump attack the bow to skip the animation of the Poe screaming yet again. Now try to get rat skip. It's just if your movement is good here. So after you get the small key, if you manage to move along the edge here, either this edge or on the inner side here, and then do like some zigzag movement, you can avoid the rats. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't get it. It just saves a few seconds if you don't have the rats climb up on you. But if that does happen, then just do a quick spin with senses on. You can do a jump attack after you get the small key to fix your camera, which I sometimes do. So I just mash A here and then I try to move well. Like that. Now this room is pretty simple. Just hold left and delay the dash for a bit. Pay attention to when I dash. There, there, there. So now you just dash cancel your way through this room and save a small amount of time compared to just mashing A mindlessly. Also, I'm walking around a lot instead of dashing, but that's just because I need more time to explain stuff. Alright, so I actually want this guy to come up so I can talk about this better. Whatever. Okay, so this here, if you're standing here and not having your foot on top of this, then when you're gonna do a jump attack, when you do a jump attack over this gap, then your first jump attack, you might just go from here to up here, which is why it's important to try to get really close to the edge. And also jumps quickly. That's how simple little J is. You just jump as soon as you can, actually. But yeah, try to do that quickly so you don't get interrupted by those enemies. And here, just swing the ball and chain. And I look down so I can hit the re-dead quicker, and then equip the lantern. Now this puzzle is very simple. You just light the first one you see, and then this one closest to the door. Then you just tap left and then press Z and A. So you look to the left and then you turn wolf. And then you make your way towards the door. I press A and B here so I do a dash cancel across the sand, like this. And then when I land I can dash again. I do the same here. I just hold upright and then press A, B, A. And then turn on senses, look to the right and press targets. Now here I'm holding target, I'm holding up, and I press B many times. So I do this. And they will always instantly go into this animation where they fly around you, like hover around you. And I got really lucky this time, they did it right away again. It was actually amazing luck. This is the best luck you can ever get. Even having the pole be over here. I don't think I've ever been this lucky in a run, actually. That was a very fast room. It's all RNG dependent, how many, like for how long they will spin around you. So you just charge a mid attack and then you choose one direction, so you can charge and then go over this way, and if you realize that, oh, it's not that way, then you just go the opposite way. And you will target the Poe before it will hit you. And here just dash up to the right like this, and then you do B hops on the sand again. If you for some reason have one heart left, then there's a heart piece over here that will refill all of your hearts. Now, early boss key. This clip is a bit weird. Oh, there were two. So you can clip in between the wall and the pillar here, and then hop your way alongside the outer line of this pit, and then climb up right there. I'm gonna highlight a few stuff. For instance, to climb up here, you need to be very close to the wall and not be stuck in the sand. So you need to like hop and then immediately turn against this wall and climb up. If you're starting to sink, then you won't reach this, pretty much. And the way this clip works is that you go more towards this wall than you think. You're not clipping the pillar, you're clipping the wall. So if you bonk a lot, try to aim a bit more right, because most of the times you're gonna bonk to the pillar. It's a pretty simple clip, but you can struggle with it while you're starting out. So do a B hop from the edge here and then just hold pretty much up with this angle and you should clip through. Like that. And if you can't climb this and you're starting to sink, then turn around and just keep hopping like this. Don't ever look towards the middle. If you bonk, you will like go far back, as you've seen already. So just make sure that whenever you're trying to get loose from the sand, that you don't bonk the wall, or else you will quickly drown. As soon as you get the boss key, you turn wolf again. Now, don't fall down into this pit. If you do, you either need to save warp to get out of this pit, or use the spinner, or do an LJ. Since you don't have the spinner, then it's just doing an LJ or save warping. But in order to do the LJ, you need to open the Heartbeast chest, and the LJ is a bit silly. I'm not going to teach that, so just don't fall in the pit, okay? So just B hop over here, like this. And then side up here, B hop here, and then jump attack up here. B hop, B hop. Now if you enter this door from here, from here to here, then you can just hold up. And you don't have to avoid this fence in front of you. Like, you will not bonk into it. B hop. Remember to space out the B hop so you don't do an attack after the hop. Okay, so go all the way over here. Wake him up. Equip bombs and claw shot. Now simply drop a bomb here and then do a roll from here to over here. And then pull out another bomb. So I'm gonna press Y and B to drop a bomb here. And then I will head over this way, roll up here, and then here I'll pull out another bomb. And I will press B right here. That was actually a bit far away, but it still worked. I press B right before I climb up here. And then I just make my way over to this gate, and I usually have to wait like 2 seconds before the bomb explodes. And stand on the edge here, like not precise at all, and then just aim with a claw shot here. And when you drop down from this target, you press pretty much A and B at the same time, or not at the same time, but you just press A and then B like pretty casually, and you will drop down and draw your sword without slashing. And if you jump kind of towards the wall here, then you can do a little hop. Hopefully I will get it. Like that, and then you press B to do a jump attack up. And not slash the wall like I did. And then you jump and press B here as well. If those bugs do cover you, then just quick spin. But you can also use the lantern, it also works. Now I have the claw shot or the boomerang equipped and the ball and chain. I'm gonna use the claw shot for this though. Press B and do a jump attack. Skip cutscene. Turn wolf as soon as possible, so I'm just gonna mash Z and A. Go a bit forward, senses on, wait, jump attack. You'll like jump through his sword or whatever, like he won't hit you. And then turn back to human. And now just C up and aim with the claw shot and shoot his ropes. Like that. Now, okay. Do a slash pretty late. Make sure that you don't slash his sword. If you slash his sword, it's like hitting your sword against the wall. So you slash him, and then I usually take like half a step back, so I make sure I'm not too close to him when I'm swinging the ball and chain. Because you can hit him too quickly and the hit won't register. And if you do that 2 times in a row, then you can't 2-cycle him. You have to 3-cycle him, or even worse. But yeah, So slash him late and then do like a step back for a short amount of time and then hold Y and then like look at him, I guess. And then hold X, release. So I'm holding Y and X with my thumb and index finger right there. And that's 2 cycles. So if you notice, I like took a short step back before I let go of targets and held the Y button for the ball and chain swing. And tapped the control stick slightly to look at him. Now, fun fact, it's like less than a second slower to turn Wolf here and head to the chest. It's pretty fun to turn Wolf here because Wolf Link has insane speed in this room. But because of the transformation animation, then it's faster to just roll as human. And now we just equip the spinner over whatever, like you will do equips later, so either Y or X. And then save warp. I'm gonna save warp on another file, just because this recording might mess up. But yeah, you would just save warp over your running file. You're not gonna use the early boss fight files again. Now roll and get on the spinner to cross the sand gap here. Get on the spinner pretty late, like right before you hit the sand. Just keep holding up, press X, and press A right before you land. Because if you do that, then you will roll instead of slow walk the sand like I did. So try to press A, like whenever you're landing, try to press A right before you land, so you roll out of the landing. I don't think it matters how quickly you mash A here. I've mashed A very slowly and still got this thing to open pretty quickly, like at the same speed. So you don't have to mash your heart out at all. And then cross this gap, not by rolling, but by getting on the spinner. And then you can ride this all the way to the top if you want to, but you can save a slight amount of time by jumping off over here. After I press A there to jump off, I hold the control stick like up left, so I can easier like control link. When I was learning this game, I actually had a hard time getting that jump to work, and I really don't know why, because now it's super easy. Nice. Good tutorial. That's hilarious. Right. Now, Stellar has 2 phases. Phase 1, you're gonna hit him 3 times with a spinner. For the first and second hit, he will not have soldiers right next to his spine, so you can just pretty much charge straight towards him. And for the third hit, he will. So get on the spinner here, hold up and press A, like that. So just as soon as possible, just spinner up and A, and steer your way towards him, and just press A to hit the spine, and this next hit will be pretty much the same. He will spawn some minions though, so you'll have to pay more attention. And this time he will have like a wall in front of him, so I'm gonna spawn them and then go past him, press A here, and then A here. You don't have to press A, but I believe the hitbox is a bit bigger for the spinner if you do press A. That was a really good fight. I'm sorry I did it kind of too quickly, so like maybe it was a bad showcase for a tutorial, but it's not really too much to explain about it. You pretty much charge him for the first 2 hits, and then the third one you spawn the wall in front of him and don't hit them, go past and try to like bonk off of some other guy far back. Now, there is an advanced strategy for this guy, but it is very precise, and there is a good tutorial on it on YouTube, so I'm not going to showcase that. Just get on the spinner and ride away up. But if you do manage to pull it off, it takes about 20 seconds, and we'll also link that in the description. One of the reasons I'm not covering it is because I don't have that much knowledge on the glitch or trick as of right now, but it is really cool. Just press A to jump back and forth, and then you do want to be good at quick spinning here now. So you press A, press B to pull out your sword, do jump attack, chain into quick spin. And if you manage to just keep quick spinning consistently, then you will one-cycle him. You can miss a few quick spins and just do like 3 normal or even 4 normal slashes in attempts of quick spinning, and you can still get one cycle. And this is not like you still have a fair amount of time to do it, but don't miss too many quick spins, or else he will get back up and you'll have to like chase him down again with a spinner. And the next time he will have spinners going all the way up here, trying to hit you down. So quick spin practice is a good thing. Now you can just make your exit with the spinner, as you're much faster than rolling. So whenever I land, I press A right before I land, so I do a roll out of it, or else it will look like this. So like as soon as he lands, you will do a roll. Just press A right before you land. Pull out your sword after this cutscene, and then roll. Now my strategy here is to do 1 roll to the right, and then during that roll I will do a quick spin. Like I will charge a quick spin and press P. So I'll do that first. Roll. Roll step instead. Nice. But a quick spin like that, and then do 1, 2, and then roll step. 1, 2, and then just like you can charge it. You don't have to quick spin. And I missed. Amazing. Incredible. But yeah, 1 roll to the right, and then during that roll animation, you spin the control stick, then press B, and then do 2 rolls down left, and do roll stab, and then you can do 2 more rolls to these last 2 guys, and hold B and release after you run, after you've done the run. Now, don't go up here, just warp away. But you might think, oh, I can't use portals. Well, the game is really well programmed. You can just zoom all the way in, then you can press Z. Now you can warp wherever you want. So from now on, you have to warp like that. You have to zoom all the way in and then press Z before you warp. But you don't warp much anymore. Now I'll run past the kids, villagers. Now we're going to do statue clip. So by doing this clip, we skip the Ancient Skybook quest which is actually a huge sequence break. Even though this, like, it doesn't seem like much, but you do skip a huge portion of the game just by doing this small clip. And it's fairly simple. You want to look in between the statue and this grey wall. Then you want to hold target and move up like this. And then gradually move your control stick more towards the right. More and more and more. Like this. And then you press Z to bring up Midna as you're like moving your control stick more and more right. So a bit more right. And he's moving, and he's moving. And then I press Z. Now you can see both of his feet are on this little pedestal. And he's looking in between the statue and this grey wall. So if I transform into Wolf now, then I will clip through. So I just hold up and press A to dash through. Like so. The clip is not really precise. It makes a lot of sense. So press B here, by the way, don't warp, just press B. Bring out the map. Zoom all the way in, Z. Then select Lake Hylia, and you will warp the cannon with you. And skip this cutscene. So yeah, that clip makes a lot of sense. It's just look in between the statue and that wall. Just make sure you have a good timing for when to press Z. If both of his feet are on the pedestal like I just did, then that was a good timing. Hold up left and dash. You can get confused by, like, from earlier in the game where you warp to do the Laneri bogs, then you'll have to go to the right. This time you just go up left. Don't go past this pillar, or else you will have the cutscene with Plum, as I mentioned earlier. Now equip the claw shot and the boomerang. And okay, so if you're lacking on rupees, let's say you have 240 rupees at this point, which is really low, then it's still fine. You can boomerang like this to get a red rupee here. You will not have gotten. Well, actually, you would have gotten the rupee text because you say warped. And then you move over here to this last pillar thing on the fence, and then you just aim slightly above this platform. It's a bit hard to see on my capture card, unfortunately, but you just aim right above where it says lock. And then you will get a 20 rupee here as well. And then this boat has two yellow rupees. So you can just do like 2 targets here to be safe, and then 1 over here to make sure they actually get out of the boat, because those rupees are a bit awkward. But all of that will be 60 rupees. So if you're like extremely short on rupees, then that is 60 rupees right there waiting for you. But you should try to get snowboarding rupees and everything else. They are kind of out of the way, these 60. But they're still like in the same area, so it's not so bad. And here is Zapphire's favorite cutscene. This is where you should stretch and get ready for the most, I don't know what to call it, maybe the most technical dungeon. Palace is also kind of technical, but you move fast in this dungeon. It's a lot of fun in most runners' opinions. Having a good city is like feels good. So I don't know, try to play well here. you will probably have fun. Before you do anything, remember that you don't have Zora armor. Now what does that mean? That means you can't defeat Zant during his water phase. Do you have water bombs? No. That means you can't defeat Zant during his water phase. Luckily, there's a water bomb chest right here. Don't forget this chest. If you do, you have to go... well, you can't go back to Lake Bed because you don't have Uku anymore, and you can't do Pillar Clip because the water level is different. But just don't forget water bombs, or else you'll have to get it from... you have to go back to City and get this chest. So equip Iron Boot, Sink Down, and then equip the Boomerang again. Now we have 15, and that's plenty enough for Zant, as you only need 2. Try to dodge the Baba. And don't do like me. Now this is cutscene here, a bit annoyingly placed. It's like here instead of right in front. You would think that the cutscene would be here, but it's actually over here. But it makes it so you can roll, like skip the cutscene and roll right straight to the door without bonking. Just move a tiny bit up here, up here, like this is enough, and then just do an LJ like this. As you can see, there's void over there, so you just press A when the boomerang is on its way back. Not too early, not too late. You can listen for this guy and wait for him to attack you, and then you can just roll. So for instance, if he will come over here, so like he will hear me, maybe, then roll past, and then you can just stand over here. If you do wish to kill him, then you can do so, but it's not necessary at all. So stand at the edge, not really, like, it doesn't have to be on the very edge or anything, but just stand close to the edge, and then just look at this pillar, throw the boomerang, and it will instantly come back to you. It won't do the half turn anymore because it hits something, so if the boomerang hits something, it will go straight back to you. Like that. That's really good because that means you can jump earlier. So while the boomerang is above the void, here, then you press A. I do a target after pretty much every LJ I do to fix my camera, but it's not needed. That's just something I will do for the most part. Do like 2 or 3 rolls here. I think I'll just do like 2 rolls and walk. See up and aim here. So you can't claw shot at wherever you want on this thing, but just aim above the loading zone here. And then equip the spinner over the boomerang. Now you do a side up to the left, but before you do that you tap upright, like that. Now here you can do a cool trick that saves like, I don't know, a second or 2. Probably just 1 second. If you press X right before the bridge connects, and then you do a roll up, it will like still connect and you roll during the cutscene. And then try to aim somewhere over here, not further left or down. Now after you've gotten this small key, you will do a cutscene skip. That's very useful. It saves a lot of time. I have a tutorial on how to do it with the P-hat, so I think I will do the other method and explain that in detail, and I'll just link the P-hat method. Okay, so 3 rolls, walk a tiny bit, stand around this spot, and then you can just see up and aim for this. Now here I hold down and slightly left for a short amount of time to turn Link around, like that, and then I hold target, I left, like I sidewalk to the left, and then I claw shot this. Again, like unnecessary technicalities, but technical stuff, but that's TP. I have a lot of info like that. Might as well share it. Right, so let's see what kind of wind I get. Yeah, so the wind is blowing, that's good. So if the wind blows here, then you want to do the cutscene skip like this. Stand about here, do a right side hop. So if you do a right side hop now, you would think that I will land over here and void out, but Link will look up left, so I will actually land right here instead. Like that. And then just gracefully move your way over here, and then here. And there you just skip the cutscene. The trigger is like right over there. So don't target here because you will target that P-head. So just C up and aim. And if you need to turn Link around, just try to do like 180s. And then try to aim far up on the on the vines. You can also do the cutscene skip by using the P-head and then do a jump slash. So I will link that in the description, and you should do. I'm pretty sure that it's better to do the P-head cutscene skip if the wind does not blow when you cross the bridge, coming from the small key room, because the wind can blow while you're doing those jumps I just did, and you will fall off. So the fastest method is to do what I just did, but if the wind doesn't blow right away, then I always go for the P-head jump slash instead. The visual cues I have on that video is not precise at all. Like, I make it out to be really precise, but it's really not that precise. I just do 2 stabs on that guy, one to cut him loose and one to hit his head. You can also do the same trick here with the bridge connecting. Just press X and then hold up left and do a roll right before the bridge connects. I don't really know the window for it, that looks good. I don't know. Small time saver. And then equip the boomerang over the spinner, because you will do an LJ in the next room. When I think about equips, I always think, okay, what is in this next room? What do I need for it? So I realize, oh, I need to do an LJ. That means I need the boomerang. So I equip stuff before entering new rooms, usually. Just ignore this guy by going to the left here. Stand on the edge, see up, aim here, jump. It's pretty simple. It also happened there, where the boomerang just went straight back to me because it hit something. So stand on the edge and then hit this door frame. You can also do it on this one, but if you do it here, you might slash this. And that's fine. I do one roll up left like this, and then I stand about this spot. And then I just throw the boomerang. I don't see up or anything, but this is pretty much the angle you want. And then you jump as soon as possible, I guess. Yeah, well, pretty much as soon as possible. Like that. You don't need to do that LJ, you can just walk around over here and then make this jump without a jump slash. But the next one here, press B to do a jump slash. Feel free to kill that keys. Look over here where the gray area is and throw the boomerang, and then jump as soon as possible. Stand here, again, door frame. Here you want to jump pretty much as soon as possible because the gap here is pretty short. Now you can do a jump attack here, it's a 1 frame thing. Not important, but it's cool. Roll, roll, up, B, release. Fairly simple. You don't have to aim that precise on the vines. I always try to aim high up so I don't have to climb for long after this cutscene. Now claw shot this thing and equip Iron Boots over the boomerang. Grab an Uku and wait like 1 second, and then go. I'm not gonna apply Iron Boots fast falling this to this tutorial. It's just, it will be too much to think about for a beginner. But try to use Iron Boots here, like just tap it a lot, I guess. So Uku jump, the angle here and position is not that precise, but I don't really have a visual cue for this. I kind of just go for it. So that's a kind of bad thing to say for tutorial, but you want to make sure that you have some speed when you go off this, because if you don't have any speed, like if you look too far right, then you will just drop down, like, and just land way back, way down there. So you do want to look somewhat out to the left, so you hop off, and then steer your way to the right. I really can't explain this jump well, but I steer myself to the right and press A right before, like right as I am next to this wall. Practice this a lot. It was something I failed miserably for my first months. There's a slight delay about opening that door, so I press B to pull up my sword while waiting usually. And here, just to make it really simple for yourself, just grab the Uku. And then use the Iron Boots to fast fall like this. And then drop the Uku. Now here, mash X, or whatever your button your Iron Boots is assigned to. There's one frame where you can put on the Iron Boots. Like that. If not, then claw shot this and then put on the Iron Boots. So this will be the Arielphos skip, the miniboss skip. That pot has a heart. This is a green rupee, I think. No, blue rupee. Probably green. Green. Yellow. Interesting. Green. That's another heart. Okay. Sit in the Sky has a lot of rupees, which is kind of mocking because you need rupees to get here, but after that you don't need money at all. So most pots will have rupees in it, but that one has a heart and that one has a heart. So it's a bit tough to explain this trick because it's not really much to say about it, so I don't really know what to give you tips on. But do the setup as I do, and just try to aim slowly. Like, focus on moving the cursor just at the slowest pace. Like pixel for pixel, I guess. So I will drop down and unequip my Iron Boots. You can do this two ways. I will do the old school method, and it's really like pretty much no different from the method of having Iron Boots on. So I press A and X. Skip cutscene. Do one roll forward, not a target roll, because if I target, then I will target that guy. So I just press Control Stick up and A at the same time to roll, and then I wait for Link to stop completely, like be completely still. There. And then I put Iron Boots on by pressing X, and then I do a roll towards the camera, like down A at the same time. And then I C up, and then I hold the button for claw shot, which is Y, and then I aim. And it kind of sucks that this thing is in the way. But right where the tip of my cursor is where you want to aim. It's not near the red spot of the target, because behind this gate there's a red target, and that's not where you want to aim for. You want to aim on this yellow outline of the target. That's where it will work. This is pretty much pixel perfect, so if you have a good aim, then you will get this often on the first try. If not, then you'll just have to void out and try again and again and again until you get it. Do try this. Like, if you get it third try, it's still fast. It's still faster than killing the guy. So just keep trying. Yeah, don't. if he is gonna attack you, then don't release claw shot like I just did. I don't know why I did that, but just keep holding target, because your Hylian shield will block his hit. Then side hop and unequip Iron Boots or back up or whatever. So all of these pots contain hearts, so you can just farm up on hearts here. Put Iron Boots on while you're on that block to fall faster. So again, the setup is do one forward roll, Iron Boots on when he's completely still, roll backwards, C up, and then aim for this. and then release. Then press A and X. And he can hit you right there. So if you're low on hearts, then you can die here. It has happened before. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like the toearn.com/TP. So press A and X to drop down unequip iron boots. So you unequip iron boots before you land, and then you can just like roll to the chest. I never practiced this. I think it's a bit pointless to practice this, honestly. Because it's better to just practice the entire dungeon, because your aim will be better the more you play. So now just say warp.